Hi there, guys. I'm out in the range this afternoon. It's a beautiful, mild July afternoon, and I've got an old CIL 470. This is a 22 semi-auto, and it is basically an Anschutz model 520. And these were imported by CIL and sold by them in the 1970s in Canada. It's a 10-shot detachable box magazine. These have an alloy receiver, like a die-cast, probably a zinc magnesium alloy receiver, trigger guard and so forth. They've got beech stocks, 21.5-inch barrel. This one's missing the original sight base. There should be a kind of a ramp around that and a hood, but they were damaged, so I took them off. So I'm going to be trying out some of this different 22 ammo. We've got some CCI, some Agia, some Federal, some Remington, and this stuff is all either standard velocity or subsonic, and there's a reason for that. So let's have a look at the other side of the rifle. As I mentioned, the stocks are beech. They have a plastic butt plate on them. Nothing very exciting there. The beech has got a imitation sort of walnut varnish sort of stuff on it. Pressed in checkering. This one's got some wear on it, as you can tell. The receiver is, like I said, an anodized or some sort of similar finish on a alloy receiver. You can see the CIL marking there, and model 470. If we move up above here, you can see West Germany, and we've got made by JG Anschutz Weapons Factory in Ulm. Serial numbers under the piece of black patch there. West German proof mark, and the caliber marking on the barrel, 22 long rifle. You've got an open rear sight that you can fold down when you don't want it in the way. And the fore end is a fairly chunky one. It's got finger grooves. Trigger on it is actually not too bad. It's a pretty long pole, single stage long pole. Magazine catches this lever at the back, and there's the magazine. Got a plastic floor plate. It's a steel magazine with a alloy follower. See the notch in the back that holds it in the rifle. So I mentioned that I'm only using standard velocity ammo, and the reason for that is these rifles have been known to fail back here. If you shoot them with high velocity ammo, they will crack right through the receiver there, and they will crack to the point where they will actually break in half. And I've seen several that have done that. The later Anschutz 525, I believe it is, you can recognize it. It has this portion sticks up, and the scope mounting rail does not go all the way to the back. So this has basically been reinforced on the later models. So it's probably 5 or 6 millimeters higher on the back here. And that was probably done to reinforce the receivers. And I didn't mention it earlier, but the top is grooved. It's got sort of matting on it there if you're not using a scope to cut down on any glare, and then it's got a standard groove on it for tip-off rings. I've just got an old 1.5 to 4 power variable Bushnell banner on it there. It's a scope that's probably of the same vintage as the rifle. Anyway, let's give this thing a try. All right, this is standard velocity CCI 40 grain round nose, and this is out of the CIL Anschutz at 100 yards, 10 rounds. We got a couple outside here. We got 1, 2 up there, but the rest are in a good group. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I would say 8 of those are in about 2 inches. And of course the other 2 open it up. Next up we have some old Federal Champion standard velocity 40 grain lead round nose. It shot a bit higher and more to the right than the CCI stuff, but it's still, you know, not terrible. It's pretty old ammo. That's probably 35-year-old ammo anyway. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got, as usual, a flyer out on the side there, and that's probably like 2.5 inches for those. Once again, this is at 100 yards. Up next is this old Remington 22 target ammo, and it's a 40 grain round nose lead. The age has not been kind to this ammo. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's not exactly great, but 2 rounds fell way out. So we got 1 here and 1 down there. And there was nothing abnormal on my part. All the shots got away without any issues. A couple of them did sound a little bit lighter and feel a little lighter, and I suspect that was it. But wow, they really were low velocity compared to the rest of the group. It's a good thing I'm almost out of that ammo, because I think it's just going bad. And this is the very last stuff that I tried today. This is CCI Subsonic 22 long rifle hollow points, 40 grain, 1,050 feet per second. Usually this is one of the most accurate loads in most 22s that I've tried, but doesn't shoot quite as well in this particular rifle as it does in some others. It's not horrendously bad, but it's certainly not noteworthy in being accurate. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I missing 1 somewhere? Yes, I am, way down there. 10. And 1 drop way out. So that's not great. I was kind of surprised about that. I had high expectations. Just goes to show that you never know till you try.